Tomorrow is chasing new adventures and following them everywhere. Fly Emirates. Hello, tomorrow.
The Tamil National Alliance have chosen CV Vigneshwaran as their candidate for the position of Chief Minister of the Northern Province. Speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo today, TNA leader parliamentarian R. Sampadan made the announcement of Vigneshwaran's candidature.
The 5 constituent parties of the Tamil National Alliance convened in Colombo today to select the alliance's candidate for the position of Chief Minister at the upcoming Northern Provincial Council elections. Speaking at a media briefing held subsequent to this meeting, TNA leader parliamentarian R. Sampadan expressed the following views.
It was unanimously resolved that the candidate for the position of Chief Minister at the forthcoming Provincial Council election for the Northern Province would be Mr. C.B. Vigneshwaran, a retired judge of the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka. Other nominations will be finalized in due course by the Tamil National Alliance.
In a practical way of living with the people and doing matters together with the people, certainly I have not been in that position. But it is not difficult for a person who has a theoretical knowledge to understand what are the difficulties that people face, what steps have to be taken in order to ameliorate their conditions. These are matters which is not very difficult for a person who has knowledge of politics and legal knowledge to understand and act upon.
Meanwhile, the Election Secretariat says that 4,989 internally displaced persons have been registered to vote at the upcoming Northern Provincial Council elections. Deputy Elections Commissioner M.M. Mohammed said that 10,243 IDPs had applied to vote. He added that the applications of 5,254 IDPs were rejected on the basis of several causes. 1,226 of these applications did not contain the NIC number or the date of birth or the date of registration. Also, the applications of 135 persons who were below 18 by the 1st of June 2012, when the 2012 voter list was prepared, were also rejected. 745 were rejected for not providing information on the final registration, and 458 were rejected for not completing the Gramaniladari certificate. 1,278 applications were rejected for one or more of the above reasons. Over the past 4 years, the CAFE organization has been of the stance that the displaced must be given the right to vote. However, unfortunately, for whatever reason, a large section of those who showed enthusiasm and applied for the vote have been rejected. Over 50% have been rejected. This is very unfortunate. However, in accordance with the Special Provisions Act number 27 of 2013, a very limited time frame was allowed for this process. Once again, the problem that we have is that these people will not have the opportunity to vote at this election, and we are faced with the challenge of registering them for future elections at least. Meanwhile, the Hindu reports that Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha Jayaram, has urged Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh to decisively take a bold stand in support of the Tamil majority. In a letter to the Indian Premier, Jayalalitha expressed her concerns over the Sri Lankan government's move to dilute or repeal the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. Meanwhile, at a media briefing convened today, JVP Propaganda Secretary MP Vijitha Herath expressed the following views. Because of pressure exerted by India, the government has come to a stance where elections for the Northern Provincial Council will be held as per usual under the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. What they have done here today is put the national problem of our country on the back burner in favour of the chairmanship of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. India's stance is extremely clear. India has said that the 13th Amendment must be implemented. What is the stance of the Sri Lankan government? As a government, the first decision that must be made is whether to uphold or repeal this. The problem is that there is no stance within the government on this. There is infighting. In this situation, how can they have talks with India? This government and every other government in our country has functioned under India's gamble. That is why India is able to make political decisions in our country today. The Janata Vimukti Peramuna says that we must move forward as a country without bowing to pressure and incitement of fear.